looks great. Looks great, man. When I was 6 years old, I saw my first movie in theaters. Together with my mother, my brother, and my sister, we went to see Mulan. And for a 6 year old, that was the pinnacle. For me, not only drawing, but later on deciding that animation would be something that I really wanted to do. In any case, hello everybody, my name is John Fredriksson. As you already know, I'm a start animator, and welcome to what I will call Animation Project. New to old, or old to new. That is how I've written it. So this is where we actually go back a bit, and I will tell my story how I started drawing and how I started animation. Like I said, I saw Mulan for the first time, and that inspired me of drawing. That inspired me of doing action scenes, a lot of it. Because not only Mulan drew me, because we had a bunch of other stuff. When it came to books, it was The Big Train Robbery and Harry Potter, which my mom read to me and my brother and my sister when we were small. The same with games. It became a lot of games that I took a lot of inspiration from as a kid as well. We had Halo, Rome Total War, and later on it would also be another one which was gonna come into later. And also films. Once again, Mulan, as well as Lord of the Rings would be a really inspiring thing for me. So I just kept on drawing. And it was during that time also that I was a kid that didn't have a lot of friends. So drawing became sort of a therapeutic thing for me. And this is where also later on as we go along. The channel Shotgun Brothers 1 didn't start 6 years ago. It started by me trying to do one of my own projects, which was based on a game. This game was BioShock, and I really enjoyed BioShock. I was gonna make a sort of comic book thing where you see picture by picture by picture, and then you had voice actors doing these voices and action scenes being with sound effects and that sort of thing. I came into a problem quite early. I had only one person, my brother, and my brother was not interested in this game or in the fact that I wanted to do this. So it became quite quickly scrapped. As life progressed, I became older. I still loved drawing, but I also felt that I wanted to do more than just drawing. And I didn't really know what. I met friends that drew a lot of very nice pictures, and I also met some friends that are still with me today. But one little detail came along in my gymnasium years, and this one was gonna change everything for me. My gymnasium was based on a creative motive. You can make radio, you could do film, you could even draw, and I was immediately hooked. So I went to this gymnasium and I just sat down and started drawing, learning a bunch when it came to me being better at my art. But then they gave us a challenge. During my last year, they sat down and said, you're gonna do a project. And this project, it's going to be something that you're interested in and something that you want to learn more about. And I sat down during my time as a painter and an artist going, how can I do this? And then it hit me. I wanted to do an animation for the first time. I went back to see Mulan. I went back to see all the old Disney films. Uh, would would be Snow White, and it would be The Lion King, and I went even behind the scenes, so seeing raw footage of how they did things, and it inspired me so much that you can make a painting and you can make a drawing that can move and have its own speech. And it was amazing. So I sat down and did my first project, which was, and is already still on the channel, King Simon's Men. And King Simon's Men was really based on being just this Blackadder British comedy. I sat down again with my brother, making up a script and a storyboard and everything. See, I came up with a singular problem once again. I did not have the people. I did not know how to write because I'm dyslexic, and I had no idea where I wanted to go with this. So I learned something, that you cannot do this on your own. And I took a valued lesson to that. Later on, I started another project called An Artist's Life, also still up on the channel, that I wanted to have was this two worlds of one being a struggling artist and one wanting to be an artist. They meet together and they become partners and they become famous, but fame has its own purposes and they have their struggles. And I work together with Anna, who's working with me until this day. And it also became a problem because I didn't have voice actors. I had no idea when I wanted to go with the script. And it also just flew out of the park. So this continued for a long time. And during this time also, I went down to the gymnasium. And when I started Artist Life, it has a bigger purpose to why I ended it. It's generally because my family divorced. And during this divorce, I became depressed. I needed to help my mother. I did not understand what I needed to do. So, luckily enough, I decided to go into theater. And I worked for a while during a theater set, and then I went up to become a producer, a theater producer. And that gave me more interest of how to read a script, how to make a script. And I also started, I did not do much on the channel at all, except for telling people that I was in a theater school. And I had some hard times during that time as well. Not going to go into details, but it became hard. But what came after that is what we are today. Is that I came back to my old place and I did not want to stay. And I sat down and I went through old projects that I once had. And I realized one thing. I had two projects that I just scammed a bit. I just written small pieces of notes. The first one was called Iron Rose, which was an apocalyptic world, but where machineries are controlled by AIs and they are going to race. I did not know where I wanted to go with it. I just thought it was a really cool plan. And then I had This Little War of Mine, it was called. Which was basically just a soldier who didn't not want to be a soldier, but did everything not to harm people. And I took stories from all world wars where not a single shot has been fired, but they have lured the enemy to surrender. And I combined these two into what is now called Babylon. And this time, I had the people. I had Matthias, which I've talked about before, called Corky Prophet. I called him and said, I have an idea. I need your help. And he helped me a lot. This thing right here, why I'm more content to finish this, is because we have everything now. We have the things that I really did not have. So this is where we are now. the most complex project I will ever put my hands on, but with people that are interested in it. And it's also like to add that I didn't really think that I would become an animator. This is why I call myself a start animator. Back in the day, I wanted to be doing comics. I wanted to draw comic books. I was very interested in comic art. But it later on grew to become animation. And I've done animation until then. And will continuously do animation. So this is my backstory. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you like it, well, give it a like. Share this with your friends. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Would be nice if you leave a little comment. And yeah, well, you know what? Until then, keep on drawing. Because sooner or later, you're gonna do something great. Yeah. See you all next time. And so this is where we are. So this is oh, for God's sake, fucking just do it right.